Hi, everybody. We have such a treat today because Georgena Eggleston is going to join me in just a minute or two. She's a fellow Rubenfeld synergist who I adore, and she holds so much wisdom about grief, well, a lot of things, but grief in particular. And so the times in my life when I am experiencing grief or I'm confused about grief, oh, it's saying that I'm back now. I'm not sure what happened. So we're just waiting for Georgena here. And she agreed to come on today because, as many of you know, we just dropped off our youngest daughter in college yesterday. It was like we all know it's kind of a process. So every one of you who is getting your kids ready for school, let me let Georgena in here. Every one of you who are getting your kids, no matter what their ages are, it can be such a confusing process. All right, let's see if Georgena comes on. Georgena,
Good
hi.
morning. Hi.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for being on here today. And I just shared with everybody kind of like Georgena's the person I call when, right? There's a transition that I even think might include some grief. Of course, that's not just one of your umbrella things, but thank you for being here today.
You're welcome.
Can I just start with, I feel a little bit confused because this whole transition from us dropping our youngest off at school has been really joyful. And it feels adventurous for her, for us. And at the same time, I can feel like a ton of emotion come up and this is hard. Like, what do I do? What do we do with transitions that feel really good and yet so much stuff comes up?
You're doing it right now, Mary. What you
How?
did is you started with, it's an adventure for me, it's an adventure for her, we feel really joyous. And then did you feel what happened in your throat and behind your eyes? And so that's what true, authentic living is all about. When we allow ourselves to feel what's coming up in the moment. And you just did it.
Like when you say that, I'm like, oh, I'm doing it right. And I'm okay, I'm doing it right. It's sort of I think when it's this many emotions, it gets confusing.
It
Um,
does.
and it's sort of like, I don't know if I'm doing it right. And maybe
Hmm.
I would word it differently, but that level of confusion can make us doubt ourselves.
It does. And what's really important for all of us is to begin to be aware that we can't do it wrong.
Are you sure?
Because, yeah, yeah. Because what I'm talking about right now is healthy grieving. But see, we don't know to put the name grief on some of the emotions that may be coming up for you right now. And maybe,
But can you talk to this thing about when you think there should be grief or there is grief plus joy? Like, what do what do it just like I even like I lose my words and this is what I do for a living, right? Like,
Mhm.
how do you hold both of those at once?
What we you hold both of them at once because life is a roller coaster, and we can be up in a second and we can be down in another second. And so for us to realize, oh, the freedom that's here for my daughter, oh, and the freedom for me too,
Yeah,
woohoo, that is one aspect. And you could feel it, you could hear it in my voice. And
you
at
know
the
what
same,
I love is when you said that freedom, the word freedom, like there's freedom here, and there's freedom with emotions too, right? Is that kind of
yes.
what you mean? Like as soon as you kind of open that up, it's like, it's not wrong. It's not, when we expect that, we
Hmm.
invite freedom.
And that's what I was really trying to say about you can't get it wrong. When you
Okay.
authentically live into the emotions, when this is it, Mary, when we allow ourselves the freedom to feel all of the emotions.
I am getting really much better at that within myself. Like, side note, all therapists go through the same thing. Shout out to being human, right? But
Yes,
um, it's, you can feel them without having to explain them. So I
exactly.
have really opened up my life to, like, okay, it's an emotion. Oh, and there's another one rolling through.
Hmm.
Totally fine. But I kind of draw the line at, I don't want to always have to have words for them or explain it to people unless I want to, right? And so,
Yes,
because I think there were a few times where I thought it kind of froze me, because I thought if I express too much of this or too much of that, somebody's going to say to me, like, what's going on for you right now? Like, and that freezes me. That takes me out of freedom. That I will
it
have to
does.
find words for the emotion or
Hmm.
explain it, or this is right because of this or wrong. I don't want to explain it. I
No,
just want to feel it.
and that's really, really important because you don't have to do that for yourself either. There's freedom in allowing yourself, whatever it is, it is. And
Yeah.
when we can move out of that judgment into self-compassion for ourselves, oh my goodness, in this moment, I'm being a human being. Ha ha! Ta-da!
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love that. We have to
Mm-hmm.
normalize, I think, sometimes not being able to explain
That's right.
or understand. Like, can we just stay with? That's freedom.
That's freedom. Freedom is staying with the highs, the lows, the flats, the I don't knows. That's freedom.
I love that. I so love that. And I feel kind of warmer in my chest as we talk through this. Um, I like to know it's okay to be confused. I do. And I also
Mhm.
like to know that there's somebody I can reach out to, like you, because we only kind of are, um, we're only kind of comfortable with sitting in confusion so long. But we can draw that out too, I think,
Mhm.
and without having
And
to explain
again,
it.
that's right. And confusion is that opportunity. Alana always called it the fertile void. It's that place where when we're in confusion, something new is about to occur. And just listen to see how you took a deep breath
Yeah,
on
you're
that
good.
one?
And we're good. That fertile
Exactly.
void.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
Lana, she is who Georgena is referring to. Alana Rubenfeld is the founder of the Rubenfeld Synergy Method. Genius woman. But yeah, so the fertile void.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's a good place to be.
It is a good place to be when
Emotional
you can
electricity.
trust that it's not going to last forever. And so we've got three words going on here right now. We've got freedom, besides the men that are
Somebody taking out your
constructing
phone?
outside my. Yeah, it feels like it. Well, I think it's really neat because what we're doing is we're exploring freedom, confusion, and now trust. And it's like, oh my gosh, if we took all those and built our life with them, wow.
Oh my God, Georgina. So freedom,
Hmm.
confusion, and
And
trust.
exactly. Hmm.
Uh, So inviting those in, as many of us parents are transitioning right now.
Absolutely. And just I'm what's coming to me, Mary, is to envision these as stepping stones so
Of
that there's a
freedom.
ground beneath our feet. Yeah. I have the freedom to feel whatever I'm feeling, the next step, even when I'm in confusion, because I can trust that I'm not going to be here forever.
Nice. Nice. Those stepping stones. And like, as I hear you say that, and I think people are more familiar now, it's not linear, right?
No.
We can go back and forth because we're like, I feel like I'm sort of in this this area where it's like there's the life that we have lived, and then on the other bank is this new one that we're moving into, and whew, that brings a lot, right? But if
Hmm.
I think of those three stepping stones, I feel like I'm going to be going back and forth across those a lot. The freedom
Absolutely.
and
Hmm.
trust. It's
Hmm.
okay. All right. I love
Exactly. Because the freedom of a schedule without your child at home can put you in a great deal of confusion. Oh my gosh, who am I now? And then to be in
You're
that trust.
describing my you're so describing my morning. I was like, do I feed me? I like okay. So
Hmm.
good. And we have
Hmm.
to bring humor. That was another thing that
Absolutely.
Donna felt is like a genius at. Trust the humor in this process as well.
Hmm. Hmm. And that's why when we can come at this knowing, hey, I can't get this wrong, that's like giving yourself psychological air so the dolphin can come up and then go deeper, just like you breathed just now, Mary.
Yeah. Psychological error. Haven't heard
Hmm.
that term. That's a really good one.
Hmm.
Okay, in closing, do you want to say anything else about that? What on earth is psychological error?
We all require psychological air.
Yeah,
Those
what is
moments where we can stop and pause and just come back to ourselves, connect within, so that we can then move forward in that groundedness. And when we get really good at giving psychological air to ourselves and those around us, everything shifts and lightens.
dang? I like that,
Yeah.
right? I love
Hmm.
that. And we could also say to a friend, you know what? Because when we can do it for ourselves, we can do it for others too. And just be like, hey, do you
Absolutely.
want air? Like, come up, connect,
Yes.
connect. Whatever it is works for you. I
Hmm.
like the kind of up thing. It's like when the dolphin comes up, like you said.
It does.
Psychological air, and some of us think of it as going down. Whatever works for you, take the psychological
Exactly.
air time.
Hmm.
So, all right, thank you, Georgina. So I'm taking with me those stepping stones of freedom, confusion, and trust. And I'm going to be on those for a bit of time throughout life, literally, but
Oh,
especially
yes.
for a few
Could be
months.
really good. Thank you, Mary. This has been absolutely a delight.
Thanks, thanks.
You're
I'll
welcome.
talk to
We'll
you
see ya.
later.
Bye bye.